Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, it has been a while since I broke down some dupes for you guys, so that's exactly what we're doing today. A little different than I've done in the past, but I will get into that when we jump into the video. So if you want to see, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my top 6 dupe products, best super affordable versions of the high price tag originals, make sure to keep on watching, and please don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 3 times a week. That's going to be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to see my 6 affordable favorites that rival some of the most expensive makeup in my collection, stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with actually doesn't have a dupe per se. It is just a really affordable option that I honestly really do love. And the reason I want to talk about it specifically is that I find that you can get looks out of it that you can get 90% of the high-end palettes in this one. So this is the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette. I've been raving about this for years. It is perfect. It has all of the perfect neutral tones you need, a bunch of cheek highlighters. I find that these tones rival the Becca highlighters. They're in the closet. I'm not going to get them. But like Champagne Pop. This color right here is basically Champagne Pop. These are beautiful, and I'm going to take a little bit of that one just so you guys can see how beautiful these look on the skin. They're absolutely stunning. I used all of these, well, not all of these, but I used these shadows for the eye look today because I wanted something neutral with a pop of blue. You guys know that is a vibe I'm always about. And I am able to get so many looks out of this palette. You've got a pop of green, you've got some blues, you've got some really beautiful neutrals, and it's always on sale. I think I spent 20 bucks on it like 3 years ago, but I see it all the time on Ulta.com for like $5, sometimes $7. And you can use coupons and stack them on affordable items because they're on the math side, not the prestige side. So I have known people who've gotten this for like $4 or $5. Definitely worth it, super affordable, super versatile, and it is my eye and highlight today. Now on to the actual dupes, where I have a side-by-side of products that I think where the affordable one can rival even the most expensive one. Now I'm going to put prices up on the screen because I don't remember all of them offhand right now, but the first two we're going to start with lips are the, well, I'm wearing one of them, not both. One of my favorite glosses of all time is the Fenty Beauty Volumizing Lip Luminizer, the Universal Lip Gloss. And I think this is beautiful. This is in the shade Fussy, which is a nice nudie pink. However, today I am not wearing it. Instead, I'm wearing the Hard Candy Plumping Serum Volumizing Lip Gloss. It's a little bit more tingly, and I actually think the flavor on this one is even nicer. They both give you that ethereal, soft, pearlescent, pinky glow, which I am all about. But this one is so much more affordable, like less than a third of the price. And the only thing I don't love, the Fenty one has this really giant, beautiful applicator. I find with the Hard Candy one, it's this tiny little baby doe foot that I have to like dip in 2, sometimes 3 times to get the same amount of product. But that being said, I have had times where I put way too much on from here. With this, I have never put on too much. Next, we're going to talk fragrance, which is something that I have not spoken about on my channel in a very long time. So when this brand reached out to me asking if I wanted to try their products, I said absolutely because I was interested in it and I was a little skeptical. And I did not expect it to become as much of a favorite of mine as it is. This is from Dossier. They are the fragrances, and they look like a generic fragrance. I have Fresh and Woody 1 and Fresh Woody 3. Now, these are meant to emulate and in some cases, not knock off, but dupe expensive high-end fragrances. So Fresh and Woody 1 is meant to be inspired by Bleu de Chanel, which I have had in the past. I actually have a mini of it that I got from Luxury Scent Box like 6 months ago, and I still haven't finished it. It is beautiful, and this smells nearly identical. What I love about it is the little box that it came in also came with a mini, so I was able to try it before I even dipped into the big one to make sure that it was something I actually enjoyed as opposed to it just being another fragrance. And then Fresh Woody 3 was inspired by Versace Eros, which I am also a huge fan of. I mean, I did pull my current two favorites from my collection, which are Costa Azura Aqua from Tom Ford and the Allure Homme Sport from Chanel. I love both of these. I have Givenchy. I've got a lot of great fragrances. And honestly, these ones, I can really tell no difference whether I'm wearing this or Bleu de Chanel, because honestly, they smell nearly identical. I know that from a dupe standpoint, like, affordability is very important. I have to double check the prices, but I believe that this is like $29. Whereas I have spent between $100 and $300 on fragrance before, and I'm not the only one who has done that. So if you're like me and you're a fragrance junkie and you love good smelling things, but you don't want to spend a super, like, high price tag for, like, this bottle is pretty small, and I think it's like $130. Like, it's ridiculous how expensive this stuff is. So if you can go with something like the Dossier fragrances, where they are much more affordable, definitely going to be a great dupe option for you. And this is not sponsored. The products were sent to me for my own reviewing purposes, but they are 100% not paying me for any of my opinions right now. I mean, that'd be great if they did. If they're watching and they want to cut me a check, go for it. But right now they're not. Next, I have the mascara I'm wearing today. Now, not going to lie, this is not my favorite mascara of all time, but the formulas are nearly identical in the way they apply. So I have been loving the Dior Show Pump and Volume HD mascara for a minute. We've been talking about this on my channel for a while. I love the brush. It gets really, like, into all of those hard-to-reach lashes. It holds a curl quite nicely. Very pretty formula. I was going through my collection and playing around with some of my neglected items that I may not use as often as I would like. And I tried the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. And let me tell you, when I put this one on, I got the exact same effect as the Dior one. And the Dior is like $30, and this one is like $4. So for like 10% of the price, a little more than 10%, you get the same effect. Why would you pay for Dior prices? And I know I like bougie makeup, so for me, I'm always going to be like, hey, Dior, we're friends. You guys know I love my high-end makeup. But if I'm going to spend money on one and the $4 one does the exact same thing, probably going to go in that direction. And the last item is kind of a dupe, not really a dupe, but it's definitely a dupe. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I've been using the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly as my eyeshadow base for, this is like my 4th or 5th of these. I've been using it for literally years. But I have been making the movement to try and go cruelty-free on my channel. I know MAC likes to say they're cruelty-free, but they are sold in China, so they are on that border of, are we cruelty-free, aren't we? And I've been looking for an eyeshadow base that I think lasts just as well. And I have found that the Beauty For Real MVP, which is a tinted moisturizer that comes with a concealer in the cap, this concealer is the most amazing dupe for both the Paint Pot or the NARS Creamy Pot Concealer. This works just as well as both of those products. I believe that the MVP is $34 and the MAC is $22, but this, I'm talking about the concealer that comes for free with the tinted moisturizer. So if you're already getting the tinted moisturizer, to have this come with it, to have both the tinted moisturizer, which I am wearing today, and the concealer, which is both my under eye concealer and my eye base today, is amazing, especially because I find I go through a container of the MVP and I always have leftover concealer. And I was talking to my friend Jadi G. She and I are both obsessed with this, and we both find the same thing. I always have a little bit of leftover concealer, so by using it on my eyes and my under eye, I still have an extra. So when I finish this up, I just kind of clean the foundation out of that. And this, as is, lives as its own little concealer right on my vanity, ready to go. And the last item, because I know I said this was the last item, but that's because I didn't see the other two to the side. I recently fell in love with the Il Makiage Wannabe Mineral Baked Bronzer. I love that it gives this glowy, dewy, ethereal, bronzed look. And as far as bronzers go, it's beautiful. And again, I was going into my collection and I found one that works nearly identically. I'm wearing one on one cheek, one on the other, and I can't even tell the difference between the two. I don't remember which I'm wearing on which side. Physicians Formula Mineral Baked Bronzer. This stuff is amazing. I still love the smell. It's like coconut and deliciousness. I have had this forever in New York. I bought this, it was a little dark, and I had to go into the light shade. Now I'm back into the dark one, and I really loaded up because I'm darker than the color, which for me is absolutely weird. You would not believe how pale I used to be, except for the fact that you guys saw how pale I used to be. I did it, I don't know if I did it on camera, but I did it for a friend of mine. I'm going to do it here. Give me a second. Fenty foundation in the shade 200. This is one of, if not my closest matches to my foundation color. Well, my New York foundation color. You guys ready? Do you see that? That used to be my color. And that was like not just a match. That was basically my perfect match. I couldn't even, I don't want to, but I could use this as concealer. That is how light I used to be. So, now you see why I used to use the light of these two. Let me just make that not look like I'm a crazy person. Even blended out, I now have a pale spot on my neck. Where's bronzer? Bronzer fixes everything. Anyway, I did find that for the $30 version and the like $12 version, nearly indistinguishable between the two. Again, I don't remember which I put on which cheek, and I love the way both of them look. It's just the perfect amount of sun-kissed, glowy, without being like a super matte formula, because I don't love matte bronzers anymore. All right, now that we are done, because I forgot about the bronzers, this has been my roundup of my top 6 dupe products. Some of them are very close dupes, some nearly identical, whereas some of them were a little bit more like formula dupes. But either way, you guys now see some of my favorite affordable products. I will link all of them down below, both the high-end versions as well as the more affordable, because for what it's worth, I will say I do have to apply the hard candy gloss a little bit more frequently than the Fenty. The Fenty does last a little longer on the lips, but the effect is very similar if you're willing to, reapply throughout the day. That being said, when it comes to the mascaras, they're nearly identical. I do find the Dior holds my curl a little bit better throughout the day, but it's $4 compared to $30. You guys get the deal. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave me a comment down below. What are some of your favorite dupes? Because I'm always on the hunt for some nice, affordable new products. Leave me a comment down below, let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!